everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at a few new products. We have the new Victoria Beckham Color Wash. We have the Jones Road Miracle Balm Palette. We have the Sweed Beauty. This is a new liner, a new lip liner, and a new lipstick. And also I'm wearing the Jeans eyeliner because it's a shade that was in stock for a very limited amount of time and recently came back into stock. So I wanted to talk about the shade. So first, we're going to leave the Victoria Beckham Color Wash for last because I have some thoughts. So the liner and the lipstick from Sweed. Sweed is a brand that used to be only available on the Sweed website, and it took a while to get over here in the United States, but now it's available on Nordstrom. I think it's available somewhere else, but I think these are only available on the Sweed site for now. These are, I don't know if they'll be available at Nordstrom's. They are a collab with Eliza Mano. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And there are two liner shades. There's a shade called January and there's a shade called Margarita. I got January. I think I want to get the Margarita too. It's really nice. I was like, ooh, these are both really good. You'll see me putting on the January. This is a great shade. This reminds me so much of Nude Brune from Chanel, the original Nude Brune, not the color it is now because it's changed a little bit. And also the original Spice. Not exactly, but it's similar. I'll put the original Spice on my hand and you can see it. The Sweed liners are really good. The Sweed liners are very soft. They stay on. They're really good liners. I would highly recommend these. The only reason I, don't talk about them as much as the Chanel's or Dior's is because they were harder to get. Again, I don't know if this particular shade is available on Nordstrom. If it is, I'll put a link down below, but this shade is absolutely worth getting. This is January and I really like it. I think it's fantastic. They also have a set where you can get the lip liner and the lipstick together, which I think is great. Now the lipstick comes in these like crayon type things, which I do love. It makes it so easy to just, put it all over your lips. And there are two shades here. There's a shade called Vanda, which is what this is. And I really like this one. It's really a beautiful, deep, it looks very much like the liner. And you can see it on my lips now. It has a great smell to it. It's like vanilla. It's really good. But the other shade they have is Milano, and I want that one too. It's like a very grayish pink. Not gray, but anyway, it looks really good. It's really nice. So the lipsticks, these are called La Lipsticks. They are very soft. They have like a buttery feel, balmy a little bit, but they have a skin-like look. Like they don't look super shiny or glossy, and they stay on for a pretty decent amount of time, but they are very nourishing and moisturizing. They describe Milano as the perfect nude pink shade that flatters everyone. So I feel like I need to get that one. The Vanda is a sheer deep brown, which I really like. And these aren't super, like, they say sheer, but if you look at it, I mean, depending on how lightly you want to go with it, like pressure-wise. It's a great shade, guys. It's really, really good. They're both, I really like when they do these collabs because every time they do a collab, I love the shades. They also have a new bronzing powder, which I don't have yet. They have a new highlighter, which I don't have yet. And they have the hair serum, which I do have and I've been using. So I've been using it just in here because I feel like right here I'm losing, I know people will joke about me losing hair because I have so much hair, but I feel like, the hormonal stuff and just age. So I have been using it here, but I've only been using it for a very short period of time. It takes months before you can really see that, but I am using it. So I'll give you an update, but if it works anywhere as well as the serum, I mean, it's going to be a no-brainer because it's absolutely, the serum is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I think I'm going to pick up the other liner, the Milano, the bronzing powder, and the highlighter because I love everything by Sweed. And I haven't tried those things yet. So I'm just looking at their, yeah, I mean, I really love all the Sweed products. I also have on the Sweed mascara, but that's not a shock because I've been wearing the Sweed mascara over any other mascara for, you know, months now. So yeah, it's that good. The shirt I'm wearing is the Frank and Eileen denim color that I picked up at the anniversary sale at Nordstrom. This is the Patrick. Guys, this is a great shirt. It looks like it has like that denim color print, but it's 100% cotton. It's super comfortable, and it's a little elevated because you have this, you know, kind of the high neck and the V, but it's just a cotton easy shirt. The Patrick is a great shirt in my opinion. I mean, the best size for me is probably medium, but I like the large because it's oversized. So that gives you an idea, like the fit. It's pretty true to size. I probably wear like an 8 to 10. So that gives you an idea about the fit on it. So this is the new Miracle Balm palette. There are 4 different palettes. There is Party, there is Chic, there is Pink Champagne, and there is Cheeky. I have Chic. And this is the Miracle Balm Dusty Rose, Chic, and Happy Hour. He has Tawny, Flushed, and Party. Pink Champagne has Sunkissed, Pinched Cheeks, and Pink Champagne. And Cheeky has Cocoa Bronze, Cheeky, and Golden Hour. So this is just the Miracle Balms, but in a tiny little palette, which I think is great. I have on the Happy Hour as kind of like the highlight here. I took a little bit of the Dusty Rose and just, you know, put it like a little bit over it, not too much. And then the Chic, which is the shade here. These are very, very light products. What they really do is give your skin like that balmy, dewy look with a little bit of color. None of them are super pigmented, and they are very emollient. On me, these do dry down and they do work, unlike the WTF, which does not. I like the look that this gives me because my skin is very dry, and especially in the winter, this is when I use these types of products. I love the fact that they made a palette like this because the tubs, even the little ones, are harder to travel with. This is great. I love the fact that they did this. I love the fact that they have 4 different ones. They're $34 a piece, which is a great price point. So if you're a Jones Road fan and you like the Miracle Balms, but you wanted something much easier to travel with, or, you know, you just like having it, you know, 3 in 1, these are excellent. So last, let's go to Victoria Beckham. First, I want to show you the jeans color in case it's not a shade that you have picked up. It is a beautiful blue jean shade. I mean, it looks exactly like denim. I thought it would go great with the shirt, and it does. I lined my eyes with it. You'll see me putting it on in a second, and sort of blew it out into eyeshadow. I have nothing else on my eyes. I think it's a great shade. If you don't have this one, you know, I think you should pick it up because I love her liners. I have all the shades now. I literally have picked up every single shade she's ever done in her eyeliners. So, well, how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 21. So I have 21 shades of liner. It's a lot of liners, but all of her liners are great. They're very smudgeable. They work great like I used them today as, you know, blending it out into a shadow. Once you do that, they definitely stay, you know, on the eye. You could do it like this and then put shadow over it. And they're excellent eyeliners. They go on incredibly smoothly. The only thing I've said about these is be careful how you put them on because they glide so effortlessly that you can end up with a lot more eyeliner than you thought you were going to have. That's not necessarily bad. I mean, you know, you can always take off makeup, but it's just one of those things that it's like, whee, you know, you end up with a tremendous amount of liner. But I love, absolutely love this shade. Like, I just think it's the most beautiful denim blue shade jeans that I've ever seen. So hats off again to Victoria Beckham. Now, the color wash. The reason I left it for last is because I don't know how I feel about this yet. And I want to give you my thoughts. All right, so there's 3 shades. There's Flushed, there's Coral, and there's Rose. The Rose is a sheer berry mauve, and that's the shade I picked up. And here's the thing about this product. First of all, when you look at it, it looks very deep in the bottle, which of course is not, it's not this deep, but it looks very deep. Unless you're gonna drop it right on your face, it's a dropper. So it's a push top, And basically there's a vial in here. So you push it and you have a vial of color, which again, all good. But you have to put that vial of color on something. Now, you're a makeup artist, you're probably gonna have a palette that you'll put it on. I put it on the back of my hand because I put everything on the back of my hand when I do my makeup. And it immediately stains your hand because it's a stain, right? That's what it is. That's the point of it. Which is fine, but then you've stained your hand. Like you can't get this off, which is, I mean, the point of the stain. So you're gonna use your makeup, you're gonna have to use a makeup remover to get this off. Now, that's not necessarily the worst thing that's ever happened in your life. I mean, you can go get your makeup remover and take it off. I'm just saying it's immediately staining your hand or whatever you put it on. So that's the first thing. The second thing is if you use your fingers to put it on, you stain your fingers, which I did because I use fingers to do these types of things because it's my skin. Now, if you use a brush, which is what we're gonna try next, you're gonna stain your brush. That's again, not necessarily bad because, you know, brushes get stained and you wash your brushes. But I don't know what it's gonna be like to get off the brush. Like I haven't figured that out yet. So again, I'm gonna put it on my hand and it's gonna stain my hand and anything else that it possibly drops on. It's very, very liquid. Again, so it just runs all over the place. So I'm gonna put it on the brush and what concerns me is see how it's kind of like messy because, and now I've got it stained all over my hand. Yeah, I don't know if I like the application, but again, I don't know how else you would do it because it's a stain, maybe a stick, I don't know. I like the way it looks, but like, okay, so now it's like a little messy, you know, because the brush was big. So you'd have to use a small brush. You can take a little bit of like your foundation brush that has nothing on it, by the way, but just, you know, put it over it. It looks phenomenal on the skin. It's not that, like, it's a great look. You'd have to use a small brush to get it exactly where you want, and which is fine. I tend to use a small brush most of the time, but this is a synthetic brush from Rose & Ben. I like the way this looks. This disperses blush. So you'd want to use, because it's a stain liquid, I would want to use a synthetic brush. I would not want to use a natural hair brush with this. Those are my issues. It's not the way it looks on. I think it looks fantastic on, and it stains. Like there's no doubt that once you put it on, you can't get it off. I mean, let me show you, like compared to the other things on my hand. I mean, they stay. Like the Sweed liner, still there. And the Victoria Beckham liner, still there. But the stain is the exact same as it was before because the stain sinks in and then becomes this really pretty shade. So it's a gorgeous shade. This is the Vintage Rose. I love the way it looks, but I'm struggling with the application of it because again, my 3 points are, it's a squeeze vial, a dropper. So you gotta drop it on something. So you either drop it on the brush or drop it on your hand. If you use your fingers, like I did to be like precise in placement, then your fingers get stained. You know, last, if you're gonna use a brush, you're gonna wanna make sure that you use a small brush if you're being very careful of placement, because once you put it on the brush, like if it's on your hand, you put the brush into it, it sort of spreads very quickly because it's so liquid. Now, I tend to use a small brush anyway. I don't tend to use a small brush liquid products. Well, you know what though? I mean, again, I'm learning how to use it. It's one of those things. But I want to make you aware of it because once you put it down, like it's too late. Like it stains like immediately, which again, is not bad. The product works the way it's supposed to. It just, there's a little bit of a learning curve about how you use it, I think. The fingertip thing, like I prefer to do that. Like I prefer to take my makeup when I use like a cream or liquid product and put it on with my hands. One, it gives me more control, and two, my skin is dry, so when I use my fingers, the oils in my fingers sort of break down the product and it works better on my skin. But I really don't want my fingers stained purple or orange or pink or whatever color I'm using. So I don't usually do videos where I've just started using a product. I try to give you guys videos where I've used it for a while. You know, I have tips and tricks about how to use it, but this one I wanted to tell you right away because I feel like if you're going to buy it, you should understand the application of it. You know, the dropper. To be honest with you, I thought there was I didn't pay attention, which is my fault. Like when I looked at it, I thought it was a wand, like a doe foot application. I didn't think about it as a dropper. But again, it's very clear what it is. I just, you know, I didn't think of it that way. So something to be aware of if you buy it. You know, again, I'll figure out how to do it, and I will, because I love the way it looks, I'll figure out the best way to apply it, but it's something to be aware of. The description on the website, a longwear watercolor inspired flush in 3 energizing shades, delivering a refreshing skin loving formula. Water light tint soaks into skin with a diffused bloom of color that looks like it's naturally rising from within, which it absolutely does. But when they say bloom, it blooms, like it spreads. Innovative new liquid blush that offers ample playtime. Blend in the watery texture with fingers or a brush before it sets for the day. That's true. It does take a while to set, but as you're applying it, it sinks into your finger as well as your skin. Maybe you have to wash your hands immediately. I have to think about that. The formulation was seawater sourced from the rocky cliffs of northern France for mineral-rich hydration. It feels really nice. It looks beautiful. Again, I think I'm just playing around with how to use it. That's it for today, except I want to mention the perfume. So this is Lake & Sky's 1111 Lychee, which is their newest fragrance. And Lake & Sky did send this to me. Now, I'm a big Lake & Sky fan. I love the 1111. I love the original. I think it's one of those elevated, very simple scents that's actually more complicated than it seems, but it smells good on practically everybody. I'm not exactly sure how they did that, but it's deceptively simple because it's really not that simple, but it really does work on like most people who I've tried it with. And so it's a great fragrance to get as gifts, especially the travel size, because it usually works. The 1111 Vanilla, which was their more recent one before this, is also an excellent fragrance. This one they sent to me, and to be blunt, I thought lychee. I mean, I like lychee in a drink, but I thought it was going to be like a little too bitter, but it's not at all. In fact, I think it's my favorite 1111 scent, which is saying a lot. Yeah, it's really interesting. One of the things behind 1111 and Lake & Sky, which is one of the reasons I was drawn to it in the first place, is that each formulation is infused with notes intended to elevate your mood. So it's supposed to be a way to like pause and appreciate the here and now, sort of take a moment when you smell yourself. I know it sounds weird, but I do feel like their fragrances do that. So anyway, I really like this. And this one, so of course there's the scent of lychee in here. I mean, it's the perfume. If you don't know what lychee is, it's like a fruit. I mean, it is a fruit, not like a fruit. It's a fruit. And it has a citrusy sort of kind of, it's a unique fruit. I don't know how to explain lychee unless it just smells like and tastes like lychee. It's very uplifting. Like you feel, it's hard to explain. You feel energized with this fragrance. And there is some raspberry in here and lychee. And then you have the ambrette seeds and the oak wood that kind of grounds it. But it's like a airy, musky scent. I really wish I could better describe this so that you could really understand how good this is. But it's a very bright scent, but it's not like happy, shiny. It's a really skin musk, elevated, fruity scent. It's not vanilla. It's great for the summer because it's not cloying. You know, it's just a really nice, I think you need to get your nose on it or buy the travel spray. Now, the collection is relatively well priced, I mean, in my opinion, for a scent that I really love. This one is $98 for 1.7 fluid ounces. There's also the travel spray, which, let me see if they have it online so I can see, $36 for, you know, a purse, they call it a purse spray. So if you're not in a place where you can try it and you want to get the purse spray, it's a reasonable price for the purse spray to try it out. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.